This is Lindsay Says, because somebody has to say it. I never thought I would say that. Hi, besties. We have a lot of stuff to get into this week because we had 2 premieres. We just got back from Florida. It was so much fun. We got a little tan. I thought that the Florida weather would get rid of my cold. This cold is apparently here to stay. It's here to stay. So apologies if you hear me cough. Also, apologies on the last episode because we were at the Airbnb and I did not have my microphone here. I couldn't fit it in the suitcase. And we were in this interesting Airbnb, okay? And there's like tunnels in this Airbnb. Wi-Fi was horrible. So I would get in the middle of recording and it would freeze. Or I would be speaking like I am now and I wouldn't realize that it wasn't running. So apologies. Not going to happen again. We're going to do our best to make sure that never happens again. But when I was in Florida, I was eating dinner with my family and I got my first email ever from NBC Universal, from Bravo. And they sent me a portal, I don't even know the word, like a profile, hopefully more than just this, but previews to sneak peeks to new episodes. And so I got two hours of a sneak peek to the Ladies of London preview. But I was so busy on the trip, okay, with trying to spend time with my family while working at the same time. And I mean, I got to bring the drama to you guys. So much was going on, like RHONY Cast, all these things. So I did not want to take a break because I wanted to share all of that information with you guys. But so I didn't click through the link. I knew I had till March 5th because March 5th was the premiere. And so I was like, oh, it's just there. I'll watch it. I clicked on it on March 3rd and I needed a username and a password. The people that I was speaking to via email were unable to help me get the username and password and access to this profile. And so I just kept emailing them asking, and they had to send it to like IT or something like that. And they finally gave me access at 5:00 on March 5th. So I had to rush because it's my first time getting a preview and I wanted to be able to make a post for Bravo to obviously wanted to make a teaser for them. There's just been so much going on. And as much as I love Traitors, I usually get so sad when Traitors is over, but there has been so much going on in Bravo that's just like one extra thing on some level. I'm like, okay, we need a pause of shows. But also we had the premiere for Southern Hospitality. I did not get a sneak peek for that, but we'll get into that episode because it was very good. Random thought. Where the hell is the Summer House after show? Because last season we had it and we had like half of a season, and word on the street was that Craig Conover got this canceled because all they were talking about was their breakup, Paige and Craig. But this season, everybody has an after show, Southern Charm, every show except for Summer House. What is going on? I think I need to make a post about that to get all of your opinion, because Craig Conover can't have that much power, right? And they're talking about Paige nonstop. I've had a very busy week here this week. I am so thankful for our babysitters. I have no idea what we would have done if we didn't have our babysitters, because we've had to do laundry and I feel like it's so much work to go on a vacation, even if you don't have children. But if you have children, it's so hard because you have to unpack, do the laundry, catch up on groceries, all these things. But it is so worth it at the same time. But our children were like saints on the plane. Unbelievably good. And so I feel like we may need to take more family vacations because we've been afraid to take our 1-year-old on a plane because I am not exaggerating. The majority of the time it is like we brought a stray raccoon into the house. Like very similar things are being ripped. There's a lot of noise. He's very fast. He's a mess. He throws food at walls. I am not kidding. That is the best way to describe him. And my family, typically when he is with our family, he's very calm to the point that my sister and my sister-in-law have said, he's not a raccoon. I don't know what you're talking about. But my sister was able to see for the first time, because they weren't just together for a meal or something like that. She was able to see him for the first time, for a while. And she was like, you're right. He's insane. I wish everybody could see how nuts he is, but he's the best. He's just a total boy. If you let him in the pool area, he would jump in the pool, and he does not know how to swim. He is 17 months. But you have to watch that kid like no other. But we have a whole lot to talk about today. Let's get into the first segment, Say Less, Spill More, all of the Bravo gossip this week. Say Less, Spill More. Let's get into Real Housewives of Beverly Hills news. Rachel Zoe said on her after show, the Beverly Hills after show, that she has a divorce ring. And the look in Dorit's eyes when Rachel said this, like she's going to go get one for herself. But it's actually like a really cute idea. It's kind of like she's like married to herself now. Amanda Francis was getting into more details about her wedding. She said that she is going to be spending $700,000 on her wedding, and that she's going to end up inviting everyone in the cast to her wedding. It just feels so desperate to spend that much money on one day. One day. Amanda Francis was also on Watch What Happens Live recently and said that she's the first self-made housewife. She said that on Watch What Happens Live, and then Bose was on Watch What Happens Live, and Andy asked her about that. And she said, you can judge a person based on what they say, and that what she said was untrue. And so then after you say that everything after that is probably untrue. And that's the vibe that I get from Amanda Francis. There was also a woman that posted on TikTok. You can search for it. But she said that she used to work for Amanda Francis, and all of the vibes that we're getting are spot on. And I really do get the feeling that we are dealing with the next Wendy Osefo, Jen Shaw, Teresa Giudice. Like, this is a different type of situation, but I think that this is going to blow up. And that's why I don't want to get rid of Amanda Francis. Hot take. Also, I made a post about this. Terry Dubrow, very obvious. He was walking it, just, strolling around in Beverly Hills. Didn't call the paparazzi on himself. There's no way, There's just no way that he would do such a thing, right? But he was walking around, and TMZ decided to stop him. I don't know how they knew where he was, but I mean, they could not make it more obvious. And TMZ stopped and asked his opinion on Jim Carrey, which I'm actually like happy that they did that, because I do want to know his take, since he is a plastic surgeon. He's on Botch. I think that show's still a thing. But he said that he thinks it is Jim Carrey, and that we all need to be nicer, and that he isn't positive that Jim had any sort of facial surgery, like cosmetic surgery, which I find interesting, because I think if you're like a professional, you should be able to tell, but I don't know. But he said that any sort of cosmetic surgery can have swelling for up to a year, and he thinks that if he had facial surgery, that's what's happening. And I don't know if I agree with him, because his eyes changed color. Okay. And I think I have the same eye color as Jim Carrey, where sometimes it looks dark brown, sometimes it looks greenish brown. But in those pictures, I'm going on a tangent. In those pictures, his eyes were green. And at 0 point do my eyes look green. Okay. I don't think those were his eyes. I think, and some people were claiming, this one guy, this makeup artist, and Lisa Rinna commented on it, saying that he was amazing or something. He was alleging that he dressed up as Jim Carrey for this Paris thing. And I don't believe that either. Somebody wrote in the comments somewhere that maybe there's somebody that's like being paid to impersonate him by Jim Carrey. And I feel like that's a safe bet. Okay, I don't know that Jim Carrey is gone, okay, but I don't think that was him. Southern Charm news. I just finished watching the after show, and the majority of the after show was Charlie and Benita speaking about Craig, and they're like worried that something is going on with Craig, and maybe there really is something going on, like he's full blown crashing out about Paige or something. But he needs to get a hold of himself. I know this was filmed a while ago, but I'm wondering if he's looking back and is thinking like, I need to maybe get some help, or maybe he already has. But Vanita was saying, we'll get further into the episode, but on the after show, Vanita was saying that she was excited to speak to Charlie at yoga because she finally saw Charlie. And that's exactly what my thoughts were, because it seemed like she has not taken a side on anything or up until this point, like took a stand about the Craig stuff, doesn't want to be in a relationship with anymore. And she said on the after show that this was the final straw. And I 1,000,000% agree with Vanita that I like this Charlie. I like when Charlie has an opinion, and it's not just because Vanita and I don't care for Craig. Also, somebody said in the after show that in the cave, the hot fire cave, whatever, that they were not only adding hot coals every few minutes, they were also adding things like eucalyptus. And that's like stuff that feels like Vicks Vapo Rub, you know? I think that would be where I wouldn't be able to handle that. But it does seem like a beautiful experience that they all like push through together. I'd be interested to try it out, but the eucalyptus really adds a level to that. In RHONY, apparently, I have not seen this yet. I have to look, but I wanted to inform you guys that you should look. Apparently, Jill Zarin, they were making fun of her on Watch Rap or on SNL on Saturday. I believe it was all of the racial comments and the probably Zarin Fabrics like put an X over her face. But I need to watch that. Everybody needs to watch it. I hear it was hilarious. Also, the RHONY Cast has been announced. I think that they've put a lot of work into this. I hear from people in my DMs that they have looked into a lot of people, and apparently this person, I don't know if it's like a valid source or anything. They didn't tell me like who, but apparently this person knew some of the people that were being interviewed, and she said that they have like some seriously interesting stories. So she hopes that Bravo picked the right people. So let's get into the cast. So we have Sai, Jessel, and Erin coming back. A lot of people don't like Erin. I like her. I'm interested to see her without Brynn, because I think Brynn is the only time that I don't care for her, because I think she was trying to impress Brynn. And then Jessel, I adore her. And I hope that the girls are nicer to Jessel this season, because Brynn was so mean to her, hiding her suitcase and stuff. They were talking badly about her behind her back. I don't want to see that again. Sai, I've always had a question mark about her. I don't know. I'm interested to see her as well without Brynn. And I think we all saw this coming, but Carol Radziwill is coming back to Bravo. She is going to be a friend of this season. I'm interested to watch. I did enjoy Carol on the show, and people have been begging for an OG person or like blending the shows together. So I think that will be interesting to watch. And I don't know though that she has any friends in the group. I don't think I've even seen her talk to Erin or Sai or Jessel. And Carol was at BravoCon, which is the reason why I thought that she was coming back, and that she came in the clubhouse that one day to see Andy and that they're made up and everything. But people are worried about the age gap, but I think that Carol can't be older than Jenna Lyons, and Jenna Lyons got along with everybody just fine. But the rest of the new girls are Erica, Daisy, and Haley. And Erica, according to Andy, is friends with these women, like truly friends with these women. So she used to be a WWE NXT diva. My husband loves WWE, and he has never heard of her. He even looked up like her stage name, and he's never heard of her, but she married a billionaire. So that's probably why she doesn't do it anymore. And she's part of the founding team for this Rumble boxing strength training, and also does workouts for Equinox, which is awesome. But I'm interested to learn more about her and her billionaire husband. His name is Ankur Jain. He's the CEO of Built. They had a ceremony in Egypt. Then we have Daisy Toy, and she is a makeup artist. She works with people like Chris Appleton, who is the hairstylist for the Kardashians. I'm sure you've seen him. He's very handsome. But Daisy has done makeup for people like Martha Stewart. She's posted her all over her socials. And Haley, there's a lot going on with her. So apparently She dated John Goslin. Yes, John Goslin. The John and Kate +8 John Goslin, okay, on TLC. I watched this when I was a child, and he is a monster. So I feel like that already gives away a bit of who this woman is, and in public relations. So this is interesting because there is a woman, I'm sure you've heard of her, Claudia Oshry. She is part of The Toast, a huge podcast. And so Claudia was posting on TikTok. Somebody put this in my comments. Thank you, whoever did that. So I clicked on the post. The post is now deleted. Okay. In this post, Claudia says that she recognizes the name Haley Gassman. She looks in her DMs and realizes that this person has been messaging her for years. I believe she said 10 years. I could be exaggerating. Haley is fat shaming Claudia for years, saying like, you look bigger, you look smaller, like constantly judging her appearance. Insane. Okay. And it makes me upset because this person that was in my DM said they were looking into so many people, but obviously they need somebody problematic. So I'm excited to see what happens with this woman. And you would immediately know that she's problematic if she's dated John Goslin. But I don't like a fat shamer. Absolutely not. But thankfully every single woman in this cast is incredibly thin. So I don't think we're going to be seeing any of that, but I don't like a person like that. So I already don't like her. In Traders news, somebody wrote an article how they need to ban housewives from Traders. The housewives make Traders. The housewives are what made Traders good. Okay? And not every single season is a trader a housewife. And this season, there just happened to be 2 housewives that are traders. And Phaedra was also a trader. And she was one of the best traders of all time. Absolutely not. They are what bring the drama. They are what bring the fun. Also, the editors left out a lot of drama between the housewives. So they need to be thankful that they're not more a part of this show. They could be taking over. And I think that's why this person wants the housewives to be gone, because they're jealous. They're stealing the spotlight. Also in Traders news, Rob ended up buying Maura the Birkin of her dreams, and Lisa Rinna helped facilitate that, which is very, very cute. So many people have been wanting my opinion on this. There are rumors going around, this is Summer House news, that DeuxMoi posted, okay, that Amanda and West are secretly seeing each other. And the caption of this post said something along the lines of, this is a rumor because Amanda and West are telling people. Also, DeuxMoi in the comments said that they no longer watch, they're not aware of how this is a big deal. Okay, I think that Amanda and West have gotten very close. If you watch closely, the person that is always right there ready to support Amanda when Kyle is being Kyle, it's always West. And West is talking about how Kyle's a baby and all these things, and he's being very supportive. And people are automatically thinking like, West would never do that to Kyle. Hello, Amanda would never do that to Sierra. They are best friends. They are best friends. And okay, take that out of it for a second. Do you really think that Paige would still be friends with Amanda if she did something like that? She's not about to lose her friends over West Wilson. Okay, I don't think that's going to happen. I also have said since episode 1 of this season that I have a strong suspicion that West and Sierra are back together right now. I don't think this is a possibility. I think that this group is like a family and they are all very handsy with each other. That's it. And if they said it, they're freaking messing with us. This did not happen. I will have to see blatant proof to believe this. There's just no way. Okay? There's no way. I think that Amanda is dating West's friend Aiden. Like, where do we go from the Aiden thing to West? I don't buy it. Real Housewives of Potomac news, Monique is setting the record straight. So she shows a video and we don't even know what it is, okay? We don't even know like who she's talking about, but they were blaming Stacey for something, for talking to Chris about her children or something. And Monique came to her Instagram to say that she is setting the record straight and Stacey is not a part of this. Okay? So everybody thinking that they won and that Stacey's donezo, and Wendy turning on her so quickly. Stacey is innocent, and Monique even said that she might go live at some point. I haven't seen it. I don't know that she has. She's clearing Stacey's name. Also in Potomac news, I called it. Another creator posted, Ashley was on stage for some sort of something. I don't even know what it was. But she said out loud, okay, she needs to be fired, that Charisse is broke. And so she was trying to give Charisse an in back into Real Housewives of Potomac. And that's why she talked about Jackson Jordan and making out with him, etc. She said that she brought this up to Charisse to give her a moment and she didn't take it. That's exactly, I didn't say exactly those details, but I was like, is she just trying to get Charisse back on the show? Because why else would you talk about that? It's gross. Take it to the grave. Or don't do that. But I think that Ashley's playing games and she needs to be stopped. I also just don't think that we need Charisse back on the show. I think she's around enough. She's just kind of like hanging out. I think we see enough. And is she really broke? She's also like stabbing her in the back saying that she's broke. The Bravoholic Breakdown. Let's talk Real Housewives of Potomac reunion, the third episode. So we already have clarity from Monique that Stacey did not do any of that. So that was all pointless. But the way that people turn on Stacey so quickly, they want us to hate her. They want to end her, which just makes her bigger. But I made cast projections. I think that they need to get rid of Jazzy. I think they need to get rid of Kay. I think they need to get rid of Ashley, but they're not going to. I think everyone else is going to stay, including Wendy and Karen, if able. And I think they need a new person. I also don't care if Tia stays or goes. I'm truly indifferent about her. And I would love to see Candace come back, even though I was one of the people that was begging for her to leave. I would like to see if she gets along with Monique and if there's any growth there. But somebody in my post talking about this said that Candace has not grown because of her reaction to Rob on Traitors. And on some level, okay. But I don't blame her for getting mad at Rob for killing off all of the traitors and all of the housewives. He killed off all of the housewives, except for Rinna killed a couple of them off. It was interesting to see Karen. It was basically like another sit down with Karen and Andy, and she was slightly more accountable. She still wouldn't call herself an alcoholic, which is interesting, but she'll say like basically like the definition of what an alcoholic is, but won't say the word. So maybe it just takes time. But she was very hard on Wendy, and I do think that Wendy needed that. She was telling her to STFU, and I think that Karen's right. I mean, I think Wendy was saying too much, talking about the robbery and her daughter running downstairs and all these things, and that she thought they were good until the police rang the doorbell and she thought something was wrong with her kids or that they found the burglar. But she said that all of that information is public record. She also said all of the 67 fake names were because they were having packages delivered to their house. And somebody commented, because I was like, why would you need to do that? Somebody commented because she's a public figure and she wants to keep her stuff private. Okay, that would make sense, but maybe like 1 or 2 aliases. We do not need 67. That's suspicious. That's weird. But Karen was telling Wendy that she shouldn't even be here. And to me, she's outing herself as to why she wasn't at last year's reunion. Make it more obvious. As of this week, Wendy and Eddie had a court date and they are going to be having separate trials. Which I kind of saw coming because I think that in my gut, I feel that Eddie will be doing more time than Wendy because they showed a flashback of last season. Karen was there, and this was before all of the allegations and their arrests, but Wendy was saying that Eddie does all of the finances. And my gut is telling me that she knew what was coming, or she was concerned about what could come, and she was setting herself up. And I think she was also setting herself up in episode 1 of the reunion, saying to Eddie that we might not make it through this. I think she is screwing Eddie over, and I think that she is equally a part in this, even though this was my favorite season ever of her, and I don't want her to go anywhere. She's iconic television. I don't want her to be arrested, but if she did this, she should be. Sad to hear Andy say all of these nice things about Wendy and how he loves her as a housewife, and that she was somebody that people could look up to, and her degrees and her faith and her family. Because essentially, she chose, if she did this, which I believe, she chose her appearance on this show and in general over her children. And it's not like she was like really exactly probably thinking about it like that, but that's what it turned out to be. It's not worth it. I don't know how you could ever sleep at night doing something like that. But I liked her saying that Andy gives the best hugs, and Karen was nodding and agreeing, and really sad. But I did like the way that they ended the reunion. They took a selfie together, and Andy was like, "Don't worry, I'll heavily filter this." Summer house. We find out that Carl gave Kyle $15,000 in the beginning of Loverboy when he didn't even really have money because he believed in Loverboy, and that Kyle has not given him a penny for the soft bar. Okay? First off, I immediately think about how Kyle like fired Carl, and I don't blame him because he was like partaking in stuff and he probably deserved to be fired, but Kyle needs to be a better friend. I'm also hearing word on the street is that Kyle's making another business, and it looked like it was like cookies or something like that. So there's Loverboy, Flower Boy, cookies, DJing. All of these things, and I understand that he doesn't have very much money right now based on what he was saying, that he put up like $500,000 into his businesses and that he needs to DJ allegedly. But you could at least have a conversation with your friend, like, I can't afford this right now, which they had a conversation about how much he owes or the big loan, but he didn't flat out say, listen, like, I believe in you. Sometimes it's just words. Just say, I really believe in you. I believe in your business. I wish that I could give you some money, but I don't have anything right now. It's as little as that, just a little bit of a verbal support. Sierra broke my heart this episode, seeing how sad she was. And I don't think that like all of it is about Jesse and West. I think she has a lot of hurt from like her parents and her stepdad and just her youth. And all of it was coming up. But I think the part that hurt her the most was that Lindsay said that Wes doesn't care about Jesse kissing Sierra for fun. And she was acting like the Jesse kissing her as a joke is what hurt her. But I, in my gut, believe that she is hurt because she thinks that Wes doesn't care. When we see in the preview that he misses her. Which I think he misses her because there is like now a competition and he's now seeing what she's worth, which is so annoying. Okay. There's so many layers to this now that there's that rumor about Amanda, which I'm just going to ignore until we have proof. But it's so true that if Jesse actually like cared and respected her as a friend, he wouldn't just want to make out for funsies. He like wrote a freaking song about her. And which she doesn't even know about, but he could at least like have a conversation with Sierra and say like, I have a crush on you. Sierra is just very deep and romantic, and she wants that kind of relationship. She doesn't want to just mess around anymore. She just wants to find her person, and I hope that she does. Another layer to this, because KJ is interested in Dara, the new girl, which she dated West. And she said that West is the best person in the world unless you're falling in love with him. And West said that he dated her when he didn't have a job, which is the beginning of his time on Summer House. And he and Sierra hit it off immediately the second that he came into the summer house. So do you think that he ended things with Dara for Sierra? And then why is West all upset about Sierra, who he wouldn't even say was his ex-girlfriend two reunions ago or whatever, or one reunion ago? He wouldn't even claim her as his ex-girlfriend, and now you're all upset about it, but you're not upset about Dara? And how is KJ okay with getting his like leftovers? Not that Dara deserves to be that at all, but like, what is the difference? What is with this group sharing people? And then, not to bring it up again, but if it is true about Amanda, what is with this group of people? It's gross. I also loved Sierra dressed as the rat. I think this is my favorite costume of hers so far. She's always had a funny costume, and then she takes it off and it's like so cute. But she's like the best at being a girl that can do both. I don't know why she hasn't found the right person yet. It's probably because she lives in the city. But I feel like if she lived in the Midwest, she would be married right now with like 2 children. But the new girls are so funny doing that bush thing. Hilarious. The only thing is I wish they waited a little bit longer for some of the people. Like if they were like right next to the bush, it would have been so much funnier. They did it like right when they were walking in the door. But Sierra slipped outside in the rain. It looked like she hit her face on a rock. And she just stood right back up. Okay, let's talk Southern Charm. And I immediately want to go into, can I be petty for a second? Okay, listen, I came into this season. People asked me to stop talking about the Paige and Craig breakup and to just open up my mind for Craig again. And let me just say, I did not like Craig at all until he was dating Paige for quite some time. It took me a minute to like even enjoy their relationship. I was Team Andrea. I just didn't care for him. It had nothing to do with Paige. It's just like this vibe I get from him. I don't trust him. He was kind of gross in the beginning, okay? And then Paige turned him into this new person. And so I gave him a shot this season. I came in kind of fresh, okay? And he has just proven to me why I don't like him and never did, okay? And I don't understand people in my comments, and it's fine. Everyone can have their own opinion. That's what makes this all interesting. Thinking that it's okay for Craig to yell at people like that. And people think that people are ganging up on Craig. Okay, there is a thing here where people are talking about Craig, but I truly believe it's because of his behavior. He does something, people respond, and then he overreacts. Just think about how he's overreacting, period. You don't behave like this and you don't speak like this to women. And I don't understand women giving him a pass. And I just need people to open their eyes. And people are like, you need help. You have a problem if that you don't like him like that. Open your eyes. He literally didn't even think for a second that he owes anybody an apology for his behavior. He was standing in a Sprinter van, screaming in Sally's face because she said, you look insane. I think that I would say that to a buddy, okay, and it wouldn't be an issue. He snapped like that. Maybe he needs to have an adult conversation when he's not plastered from drinking for 12 hours. And then the only self-reflection that he has is that he shouldn't be drinking for 12 hours. What about, hey, I need to work on my reaction to things. Maybe I do have an anger problem. Maybe people are reacting this way to me because of my behavior. There is zero self-reflection. I'm not kidding. The end of the episode, I said to Torre, my husband, Craig is done. He's not going to have a single supporter after this. I make my post. It's filled with people that are saying Team Craig. And people are like, you never say anything bad about everybody else. I said stuff about Sally all the time. Okay, I can say something about Sally and then see when she's in the right. I'm done with my petty rant. But Shep was saying that Craig hates himself right now. He didn't show that. If he did, he just is hiding it and he's acting like he's better than everybody else. But what's also interesting to me, I guess I'm still being petty, but it's not the same segment. People were mad at me for saying that Craig is behaving badly. Okay, and that's one post. And then I made another post saying thank goodness Charlie is leaving Craig, or their fling. She's done with their fling. And people are all about Charlie being done with the fling. And it's probably the same people that are Team Craig. So what is it? I'm so confused. He's cute, okay? Like, I don't understand. Like, and Madison is one of the biggest Craig supporters. And she was saying that nobody holds him accountable and that he is so good at pretending like everything is fine. And then he snaps. And maybe it's drinking, but I think it's like pent up anger and who he really is. And he's just pretending under this layer all the time. But this is who he is. And he's pretending for the cameras to not be this person. And nobody in this group is perfect. Sally, Charlie, Whitney, Shep, Austin, Benita. I know that there's people in the show that I prefer, but I think that I've said everything about everyone and where they've messed up. And the only person that I haven't said something nice about is Craig, because I don't see anything nice to say. He's using people. He's manipulative. He's fake. And honestly, like, I want him on the show because of the drama. I want to see what happens next and whatever, but I'm kind of sick of the back and forth with Austin and Shep. And I just think he's making himself look worse, and it would be beneficial for himself to get off the show. And it would be interesting to see what would happen without him. However, he obviously is an OG and brings a lot to the show. Southern Hospitality. What a premiere. I'm excited for this season. I think it's like the new Vanderpump Rules, even though there is a new Vanderpump Rules. But it's so interesting that Maddie and Emmy are friends, that she's not friends with TJ and Bradley anymore, that Will isn't filming, that they like admitted that they were lying at the reunion to get the heat off of them. So weird. And then Michaels screamed in Molly's face and pushed the new guy to the side and had to sit down with Leva and was crying. And then Maddie being I love, Maddie's my favorite. I love watching Maddie and Joe. Sir Wiener's event, and was saying, do you want to be sick in the morning? Yeah, these hot dogs aren't very good. And like was hating on the hot dogs at her. She doesn't like him anymore, but that's still like your friend. Do you really want to ruin his business? And she was throwing the cutout of Mia. Man, and she was just like manifesting to have a better attitude and to not like flip out at this event. And boy, did she not hold it together. And Joe Bradley is ready for the next step with Maddie, and Maddie is not ready, and was talking about like not liking marriage with Emmy, who is getting married. It's going to be a very, very, very interesting season. Real Housewives of Beverly Hills. So apparently Dorit had glam at 2 a.m. before going to the Hamptons at 5 a.m. And that is why she was late. Okay, that's some wild shit. I know she's on TV, but like, just put on a little bit of makeup like this. This took me like 5 minutes. Okay, that's all it takes. Get on the freaking plane and maybe get glam when you get to the Hamptons. That's a bit much. But it's giving Lisa Hochstein. And Lisa Hochstein was going through a very public, very stressful divorce. And so I think that Dorit just needs a hug right now and doesn't need to have people hating on her for being late, even though I'm sure as a friend that's very frustrating. But this felt like kind of a filler episode, which I'm okay with. It just felt like they're leading to new issues. But Sutton and Amanda kind of bond, which was weird. Sutton offered to room with Amanda, and Sutton was giving Amanda advice with Dorit. And my gut is telling me that Sutton is kind of like Sutton last season, where all she cared about was Kyle Richards' approval. And so maybe behind the scenes, Kyle and Sutton had a sit down, and Kyle was like, let's be friends with Amanda and like be against Dorit. And I feel like that's where the season is like headed, because the previews were showing that everyone is against Dorit. And I am interested to see where that goes and if Bose goes against Dorit. It's interesting to see Rachel Zoe's sit down with her sons. Part of me was like, oh my gosh, I can't believe we're like seeing this. And I was liking the television. But part of me was like, these poor boys probably don't want to talk about this on camera, but they were being so open and honest. And it was an important conversation to have and to see, and how open they are about how she's feeling and how they're feeling. But those poor boys were saying that the house is more peaceful without him, and they don't want to see their dad's girlfriend. Very, very good television. Rachel Zoe has changed the game. Ladies of London, you guys, if you haven't watched, Go watch. The first episode is like getting into the show. You're meeting all of the people. Love them all. Like, I feel like this is like the first cast where I want to hang out with every single one of them except for Dara. And Dara breaks the fourth wall, gets caught in a lie. There's a hot mic moment. She's saying that she didn't do something, but then that she did. She was talking crap about her friend of 20 plus years, Micah, who seems like the sweetest soul, and gets caught, I believe, in a lie because all these women and Mark are talking about how there's a rumor that Dara is a madam. And then Dara tells the producers that she doesn't want to do this show and is telling the cameraman, cut, when the people are like talking about this madam stuff. She thinks that she runs this shit and was throwing her friend under the bus because she wants to be the queen, but then gave up very quickly. Didn't even fight for her spot on the show, was just done. But Martha is so cute. She's a socialite. She's friends with like everybody. She drove Margot to the point of sobriety. She has a pet bird that will like stab your eyeball, and she spreads all the gossip, but then like acts like, oh, you're upset about it. It's so iconic. I love her friendship with Margot. I love Kimmy. She seems so fun and free. Mark is somebody that needs to be on television. I need to have a cup of tea with him. I've never felt that I need to have a cup of tea with anyone before. I would love to have a cup of tea with Mark. Missy, I'm obsessed. She has such an interesting backstory. 2 ex-husbands, 2 children with her separate husbands. She's in therapy. She's being accountable. I mean, really good television. I feel very attached to this group very quickly. I highly recommend watching. I'm interested to see what happens next after Dara is off the show. She was very beautiful. I would have loved to see more of her, but she chose to remove herself way too quickly, if you ask me. In the comments, my favorite comment of the week. So the RHONY Cast dropped, and somebody commented on my post saying that they know Daisy personally, the new girl who is a makeup artist for the stars. Okay, she's connected with Martha Stewart. And I said, she's like, I know her personally. This is going to be interesting. And I said, do tell, something like that. And she said, let's just see if her political posts catch up with her, which I don't do politics on here, on any of my stuff, but I'm interested to know what this person means, because I'm already concerned about the new girl, Haley, and all of the fat shaming stuff that's coming out. So I hope that these 2 women aren't going to be immediately canceled and that this was all a waste of time, this whole search for these women. On to Ask the BROvoholic.
Ask Torre the BROvoholic.
Oh, I'm so happy for you and your segment.
Hello,
we're back.
We are back from Florida.
And how are you feeling?
Feeling better, still congested.
I'm still congested and I still have this cough.
Yeah, I think we got hit with the vid this month.
It's possible.
But we're surviving, we're exercising, we're able to breathe, so just got to keep on keeping on, keep the movement going,
Just the end of the cold.
This is the end.
This is the end. Speaking of, you watched that with my family.
Yeah, I kind of forgot how raunchy it is sitting next to my mother-in-law watching a very raunchy movie.
All about, like, the entire movie is, like, about penises.
Well, your dad was laughing because us men just don't mature over time.
But I was watching the Potomac reunion to catch up, and you were watching that, and you kept elbowing me, like, and I'm like, what? Because
it was getting pretty R-rated.
Ew. I never knew that my dad liked those kind of jokes. And then you decided the next night to continue, and you said, let's watch Pineapple Express.
It's a classic movie.
But it was more like Ding Dong Chatter.
Ding Dong Chatter. It's just a classic movie, some funny one-liners, and all men deserve to watch those movies.
Really? And I think my mom has a crush on James Franco.
Kind of an odd crush.
Isn't that weird?
She likes him a lot.
Isn't that bizarre?
Yeah.
I've never seen her like somebody like that.
Yeah, I don't know what made her choose James Franco, but I mean, good looking guy. I think he's done some questionable things over the past few years, but
she lives under a rock. She lives under a rock.
That's nice.
She does when it comes to that kind of stuff. She doesn't do any social media. She didn't even know what a podcast was till last month.
All very true. Let's get to Bravo.
Well, I'm about to. Speaking of my mother and Bravo, she said that she wants to get into Housewives. Do you think that she's actually going to do it?
No. Simple answer, no.
We'll see. Okay, so Craig. Let's just jump into Craig. What are your thoughts on him as a man? Because people are like...
As a man?
Yeah, you're a man. Because people are all at me because I don't care for Craig, but I'm literally talking about his behavior. But you share what you think.
I mean, I've said before that, Craig has not been shown... he has not been, he hasn't been good the past couple episodes, that's for sure. It's really coming out. Yeah. But... some people are right. He does get hammered on quite a bit, but he gets hammered on because of his behavior. I know. Craig can never win in his eyes. So he's not saying the right things. He is actually doing
harm to himself.
I mean, just that he won't apologize for anything. His drinking, obviously, he can't handle drinking tequila over and over again. That was bad. Sure. But yeah. Single Craig is good TV.
It's good TV, but I don't particularly enjoy watching a man scream at women. It's giving jacks.
What about the women that are screaming at the men?
I don't think that we've seen any screaming from women.
Okay. Well, I guess I haven't been paying attention enough, but I think they've all been given
I think Sally was definitely screaming back in the van.
Yeah.
But that was outlandish behavior.
I think he's just hit his boiling point. I mean, obviously we're watching them on screen, but in real life during all of this, behind the cameras, he's still seeing all the Paige stuff. This isn't just what's happening with that group at that moment.
He's crashing out.
Yeah, of course. And boy, is he drinking his problems away and causing more.
Yeah. But do you think that he owes an apology to everyone?
Sure, he owes an apology. Sure.
What did you think about Whitney on this trip?
He's a white ghost. I just think Whitney, him being anywhere near the sun, he must turn into a vampire.
I wasn't even thinking about that. I just was thinking how you didn't want to participate in any of the things.
No, I don't know what he does. I think if he sees the sun for more than 5 to 10 minutes, he turns into a vampire.
Or he is a vampire and he can't be in the sun.
Yeah, I don't know.
Do you think he should really even be on the show anymore, even though he's a producer?
No, he should only be on when they go to Patricia's house or if they're having some kind of an event night. He shouldn't be going on vacations with them.
Because he's not even participating.
But he's the puppet master.
I know that, but Lisa Vanderpump wasn't going on Vanderpump Rules trips to Mexico. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, I get it. The guy obviously wants to stay young. Yeah. I'm sure he's trying to hit on all the women.
For sure.
He's an interesting fellow. But if he's the one that set up ritual, that
was Shep.
But who's really setting everything up?
Possibly him. I don't know. I don't really see him.
I think Shep and Whitney are masterminds. I think Shep knows what he's doing too.
But he plays really dumb. Do you think that Shep enables Craig's behavior? Because he was saying we don't need to pile on him. He's hurting right now.
I don't know if he enables. I think Shep just lives his life, and this is what happens. I don't think he's deliberately enabling anybody.
I know. I don't think people purposely enable.
Some.
Okay. What do you think about Charlie being done with Craig after this moment? Do you think that that's valid?
She's a smart girl. You see some red flags like that, you better not even think about it. You better get to scooting quickly. Fell in love with the famous, business successful Craig Conover, and now she's seeing and being around him personally in front of having drinks, the way he's treating the other people, and I think she's finally seeing through the smoke and mirrors of it all.
I also think she's better off without him, because on the after show, Vanita was like, Molly and I finally saw the real Charlie. Like, she's better just hanging out with the chicks.
Yeah. I'm sure Charlie can go find a successful Charleston businessman and be just fine. Easily.
I'm sure of it.
But it's good television.
Yeah. Would you ever go in that hot cave?
I would entertain it. I don't know if I would survive the hour. It depends who's on in there. If I feel like,
what if I was in there?
I would be peer, like I'd be a peer, like I would not want to be the first one out. That's for sure. I would do my best to survive.
On the after show, somebody shared that not only were they adding hot rocks, they were adding like eucalyptus.
Really open up the pores.
I feel like that would be where I would be done. Like I can't handle too much eucalyptus.
I'm not really sure what the eucalyptus smells. Is it like a burning sensation?
It's like minty? A minty, like clear. It's like a vapo rub type.
I might love that, actually.
I feel like it would be great for a minute, but with
I could use that right now.
Well, I would do it for like 5 minutes.
No, we would go 30 plus.
Do you want to hold your male friend's hands with your eyes closed?
What part is this?
Did you see where Craig and Vanita had to hold hands?
Yes,
they were like walking around and they didn't know that they were holding each other's hands, and then he did that with Austin. And they were like smiling, and like it's like they knew it was each other's touch.
If we were in a very healing situation, such as the one that they were in, maybe I would.
If you were holding your best,
I'd be laughing the whole time.
Would you be smiling like this is so romance?
I would. It would be tough for me not to laugh out loud the whole time.
Did you see in that scene that Whitner and Charlie were like embracing? Because I thought they were cute.
Wow. I mean, he seems to be an okay guy, but the internet has their own rumors about him.
That's somebody that slid into my DMs.
That is somebody very important that slid into your DMs, but
that's
not the only thing I'm talking about. I've seen people online say how he like cheated on his girlfriend or just plays video games all day. Like I was seeing that kind of stuff.
Yeah. I don't like the cheating, and I don't really like a video game.
Okay,
guy.
Video games are fine. Not that I play them anymore.
Okay, I just don't think I would have dated a gamer.
Yeah, a guy that games all day and all night, no. But
not for me.
Video games aren't the end of the world.
It's fine. Okay, so there's a rumor going around. We're moving to Summer House. Rumor going around from Dumois. You hate when I talk about Dumois.
Dumois.
Because one time I was like, this hockey player was doing this, and you're like, what?
Oh, yeah.
And then, but they talk about celebrities, okay?
Yes.
And they have tea, apparently, and they say that they don't even watch Summer House anymore, but the tea is that Wes and Amanda are together. Do you believe that?
I do not believe that they're having sexual relations. No, I don't. What I could believe is that Amanda is becoming a make-out maniac, and Wes may have been near her when they were very intoxicated and could have made out at a club or something. But
what about Sierra? That's her bestie.
Oh, yeah, I didn't put that into.
Hello.
No, I've also believed when Amanda says I will not date or hook up with Bravo guys. Hasn't she said that in the past?
Yeah, on Watch What Happens Live.
Because of Jesse, or was it Jesse? Yeah, she was like, I will never, Jesse.
Yeah, friend zoned. Everyone's
friend zoned. I don't believe that. If anything, they could have smooched.
I think they're just touchy. I think they love each other. And Dumois claims that the rumors are out there because Wes and Amanda are saying it. I think they are messing with people. I think Wes and Amanda are messing with people.
They could be.
But speaking of hooking up, I forgot to ask, do you think that Charlie and Craig banged?
I think they've probably explored around in the bases. They may have hit first, second, third, and scooted on home.
Ew. I think they just kissed. And maybe a boob graze.
A little over the jeans or something?
Yeah, that's the vibe I'm getting.
All right, let's move on from that one.
Thoughts on Sierra crashing out about Wes and Jesse. What do you think about that?
Kind of a wacky situation. She must be very insecure or something.
No, but carry on. I want to hear your take.
Who's crying over these guys? Like, who's crying over these two sideshow clowns.
That's what you're saying. Because I'm like, she probably gets hurt by people a lot.
Yeah, but like,
she's just better than them, is what you think.
Why are you crying over these guys? It's a little much. It's like maybe I think Sierra again is maybe one of those that has a lot of trauma, and
she does.
She tries to be the cool tough girl, which she seems very cool and very tough.
I just love her. I just really do. Who's your favorite bed bug?
Who's everyone that's included in the bed bug?
Paige, Amanda, Sierra, and sometimes Jesse. But don't include him because he's been fired.
Paige is not my favorite.
Oh my gosh.
I think Amanda's cool, but I think Sierra's probably the coolest.
What do you see?
Like you have like a pillow fluff on your ear. What is this?
Okay, what?
You have the couch is on your ear.
It's my earring.
But I would probably say Sierra, Amanda, Paige, or Sierra and Amanda are kind of A and B, or 1A, 1B.
I feel like I rotate.
Jesse isn't even on the freaking map.
No, he has been eliminated.
All that guy is doing is trying to grab some booty. That's it. Yeah. He's trying to get some booty, and he would do it to all those girls.
I'm gonna smash that bug. That's what I'm gonna do to him. He can only be a bed bug, so I can squash and flush down the toilet. Okay?
I'd be the bug exterminator.
Yeah, we can spray him with some spray. What do you think about his singing career?
I think we've seen it, the ceiling already. I think he's already hit what he's going to hit, unfortunately. Because
he posted the other day saying that he doesn't care what people think and he's going to follow his dreams. And like, typically I'd be like, you do you, boo. But it's like, if you're doing your dream and people don't like it, I feel like that's your sign.
Like singing, yes, everyone can. I have a dream of being a singer. I don't do it.
Try. Would you like to sing a song?
No, I mean, if you could put me on stage and I could be like Ed Sheeran, Justin Bieber, I would do it. I'm not good at it, so I'm not pursuing it.
But don't you think that him trying it and like people don't like it, that like that's your answer?
Maybe he'll get a little better. Maybe he's going to get a vocal coach. Maybe he's going to get some more tips on how to be a better singer. But the genre he's in, not my cup of tea.
Yeah. What are your thoughts? Did you pay attention to KJ liking the new girl, Dara?
Yes.
Do you think it's weird that KJ and West are friends? And Dara dated West?
Yeah, it's a little odd. KJ's not going very far. I think he's
I think he had potential.
I think he's cool. I don't know if he knows how to handle women or talk to women. He seemed to be getting a little too clingy at that dinner, that was lunch or whatever.
Quick, like, do you like me or do you like Ben?
Yeah,
that was weird.
Hey, back off, KJ. Just a little summer fling. Don't get in too deep, buddy.
He can like her, but like, don't go about it like that. Turn off.
I'm sure she's looking to settle down after being on national television. I'm sure KJ is the one she's going to go for.
Oh my gosh, who do you think she's going to go for? Do you think she likes Ben?
Is she like on the show?
She's brand new. I don't know how much she's going to be shown.
I'm sure she'll have a couple guys she'll be going for.
Interesting. I can't. Oh,
she kind of looks like the Valley girl, the one that you do not like.
Oh, Michelle.
She kind of does look like Michelle.
Are you jealous that I didn't let you watch the Ladies of London premiere?
Well, I can be jealous, but I don't think Bravo would have appreciated you sharing the two shows early with someone that was not permitted to access those videos.
We follow the rules around here, you know? I'm excited to watch that because it was really, really good.
Should be all right.
Can we go to London?
Sure.
Okay. I think that's all I have for you today, unless you have any like random thoughts.
You haven't asked me about Southern Hospitality at all.
Oh, Southern Hospitality. What are your thoughts on the premiere?
That's the best TV premiere I've seen on Bravo in a long time.
Well, you didn't see Ladies of London.
Well, I just like arguments. I like everyone screaming at each other. It looks like some sparks could fly physically in that group. I just like the chaos. I don't want to see Vanderpump Rules, like high school, girlfriend, boyfriend stuff. This is the new VPR. This is good. And when we go to Charleston in a few months, we are going to that place, Republic.
I've been there before, but I was not a creator at the time. So we'll see what happens.
Oh, you're a creator. It's going to be so much better now that you're a creator.
If we see somebody, because Maddie and Joe told us to go at BravoCon.
They did tell us to let them know where we're going. That's probably them just being nice.
But I mean, they were definitely being nice, but it's a possibility. We'll see what happens.
I want to see them, and I want to meet Miss Patricia.
Of course.
I want to ding dong ditch Miss Patricia.
I thought you were going to say something really like dirty.
Okay.
Ding dong ditch sounds dirty now.
Okay. What?
That sounds like code word for like one night stand.
All right.
Like you're going to ding dong ditch Patricia?
This is the end of my segment. I think this is the transition to me going, and I got to go help my child.
Okay.
So. All right. That's the end of Ask Torre the BROvoholic.
All right. Wow, you said BROvoholic this time.
Yep.
All right. Thank you. Goodbye. Thank you so much for listening this week, you guys. So much new information, so many new shows, so many premieres. I can't wait for all of the shows to come. We have the Valley coming. We have Rhode Island coming. Filming is picking up this week for RHONY. Filming picked up this week for for The Real Housewives of Salt Lake City. So much tea is coming in. I'm so excited for these new shows. I cannot wait to talk about all of them. Okay, you guys, thank you so much. See you next week. Okay, I think I've said enough. If you liked what you heard, please rate, review, subscribe, follow, all the things. And that's what Lindsay says.